Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Star Wars Wednesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with Star Wars The Black Series Dark Trooper, as seen in the Disney Plus show The Mandalorian. Thank you for watching this video or any of my other videos that you may have run across, which I hope is all of them. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further. Or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. And with all that said, let's get into it. Let's begin thing as we normally do with a look at the packaging. And here on the top we have some tape, a hook, a slight window there to let some light in. Star Wars The Black Series, and a nice big window. Mine's all scratched up. Showcasing the figure and accessories. Star Wars The Mandalorian. And that stripe continues around to the side and around to the back, but not onto this side. Dark Trooper, there's the assortment number. Warning, don't stick things in your pie hole. That don't belong there. Worn up Hasbro print. On this side, again, just that stripe, some tape, little piece of a window here. Star Wars The Black Series. On this side, some nice artwork of the Dark Trooper from The Mandalorian. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, made in China print, symbols I'm not going to learn, and a barcode. On the back, Star Wars The Black Series Dark Trooper. Hulking Imperial combat droids with gleaming black armor and powerful jet boots. That is not my Clone Wars voice. Let's try that again. Dark Trooper! Hulking Imperial combat droids with gleaming black armor and powerful jet boots. The Dark Troopers are a powerful design. That was a little better. There it is in some other languages I don't read. He's number 28 in the Mandalorian series, and there's some nice artwork of him, same as on the side, just closed in but bigger. Attention, don't stick things in your French pie hole that don't belong there. Ahong, don't stick things in any other language pie hole that don't belong there. Don't give it to the babies. Includes figure and 5 accessories. Small print, Disney print, made in China print, Hasbro print, and a stamped in number. That, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And first off, we'll start with the accessories. And here we have handy dandy tweezers. And here we have some blast effects that plug into his feet for his jet blast off repulsor lift feet. And there's 2 of them. They're the same. Nice details on them, I will say that. Next up, we have a set of itty bitty fists, and they do have some detail in them, but man, they really look small. So there we have that, and then we have his weapon, which kind of looks like a space sawed-off shotgun, and it is bent just a little bit. Nice details throughout, molded in black plastic, except for this one little paint app here. Overall looks very nice, and a new weapon too. Well, let's take a look at the figure himself. And he's pretty much just shiny black. And he does have some paint apps throughout, like the red here for the eyes, the silvers at the joints, and right there's some silver, and then on the internal workings here there's some silver. This is a separate piece, this chest plate. I can't tell if it comes apart anywhere so that it could be removed, so we can see what kind of detail is up under there, because it looks like there's a good bit of detail up under there too. And it's like that kind of softish plastic. These are separate pieces, and they do move as to get out of the way slightly. Not really much on the back to speak of, except for the, you know, same stuff for the front. Let's take a look at his articulation. He looks up that much, so that's good for flying. And he looks down that much, and that's for kidnapping baby Yodas. He's got a lot of waggle in there. Waggle, waggle, waggle. He can do the full exorcist, and let's see if he's got some chicken neck. Oh yeah. He can get down with that bad funk. And I can't really tell what all's going on up in here. It's probably a dumbbell. The neck is a separate piece that does move independently, so there's probably a ball down here in the bottom too. As far as articulation at the shoulder goes, his arm will do a full 360 degree rotation. It does come out to, it looks about like just under 90 degrees. Nothing at the bicep. There is a hinge and swivel at the elbow. Swivels around full 360 degrees and gives you slightly less than 90 degree bend. At the wrist, 360 degree rotation on an up and down hinge. So that's cool. Same thing on the other side. 360 degree rotation, and it is also on an up and down hinge. So that's pretty cool. There's a cut here where the chest and the abdomen meet, and gives lots of hula motion there, and a 360 degree rotation allows him to crunch forward that far and bend back that far. So again, that's good for flight. At the hips, let's see. He can give you that much of the splits. He kicks forward that far. He kicks backwards about the same, it looks like. So that's pretty good, especially for a Star Wars figure. There is a cut here, and this armor kind of covers it up some, but it also prevents, you know, easily doing a 360 degree rotation, which it will do, but you have to fight with it, and I'm not going to do that. At the knee, it's on a hinge and swivel. Swivels around 360 degrees. It gives you not quite 90 degrees back. It does give you some bend forward also. At the ankle, tilts down that far, tilts up that far. Forward facing pin for rocker. And another thing about the arms I did forget to mention, at this elbow joint, just like the knees, they will go in the wrong direction. So you get that much backwards bend, which is about the same as the forwards bend. Now, as far as the jet effects, he's got the standard peg holes. in the bottom of his feet, and these are on like little ball joints, and you just kind of pop them in there, and they can move around a little bit. If you pull and move them around too much, though, they're gonna pop right out. But that's for fast getaways when you steal a baby Grogu and baby Yoda. So that's pretty neat that those were included, especially since this was a deluxe priced figure. And I'm not quite getting the deluxe out of it. I do understand, it's all new tooling and everything for this guy, and I'm sure they could have probably sold him a little bit cheaper and made their money back on volume, because people are going to want to army build this guy. I'm not. I'll army build him with my green screen. So he holds his weapon, his other hand can grip it as well, so he's got that standard trooper looking grip on his weapon. Now I will say the ankles on mine are a little on the weak side, but that, my friends, does it for a look at the figure and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review: comparisons. And here we have Dark Trooper with his boss man, Moff Gideon, wielding the dark saber, and fellow droid from The Mandalorian, the mercenary droid Q90 or 0. Who ends up being a bit dismembered. Spoiler alert. Here we have the Dark Trooper with his kidnapped victim, Grogu, or Baby Yoda, and the Mandalorian himself, Din Djarin. My Din, of course, has a secondary market cape with a wire in it, because I hate that plastic cape that came with him really, really bad. Here's the Dark Trooper with our final Black Series comparison, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper, and making his cameo appearance from the Marvel Legends series, we have Stan the Man Lee, just to see how Dark Trooper compares up with some other lines. For our final set of comparisons, here we have, still comparing with other lines, from the G.I. Joe Classified series, we have the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander, and for a 7-inch comparison, we have McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse 3 Jokers, the Joker, the Clown. Man, he's happy to be in every video. For final thoughts on the Star Wars The Black Series Dark Trooper from The Mandalorian, I have to say the articulation on this guy is great. Oh, and I thought I had seen these blast effects before, and I had. They are the same blast effects that plug into the deluxe Return of the Jedi Boba Fett's jetpack. In case I didn't mention that earlier, which I don't think I did. The articulation on this guy is great. Mine, especially in the ankle, seems to be a little loose. I understand a little floor wax might fix that right up. The weapon is really neat looking. The sculpt of it is pretty good. This, however, you know, when you compare it to what we see in the Dark Forces game and then in the 3.75 Star Wars line, this guy doesn't look quite finished to me. He might be more of a Phase 2 Dark Trooper than the full shebang, or they may just have decided to make it a bit slimmer than the original designs, because he seems to have everything that the original had, all the little gimmicks and stuff. It's a nice sculpt. It's almost all new sculpt. I think it is all new sculpt. No almost to it. I do wish we could see what's going on under that chest overlay. You know, just to see what kind of sculpted details they got in there for that. Even the weapon is new. The only reuse, I think, is these blast effects for the jets. I think that's it. You know, you might think for what you're getting, even though he's slightly bigger than your standard Black Series figure, you know, it doesn't really seem to come with a lot to justify that deluxe price for it. But when you consider it's all new tooling, and you know, it comes with 5 accessories, where, you know, most standard figures might come with maybe 2, 1 to 2, just depending on what the figure is, you know. You know, that might justify the deluxe price tag on this guy, but you know, with that deluxe price tag, I won't be army building this guy other than with my green screen. You know, bottom line for it, you know, I guess it really depends on how much you like the Dark Trooper as he appeared in The Mandalorian, and how much you really want to get him to go in your Black Series display, as to whether this one is worth it for you or not. I don't regret my purchase of this guy, but you know, I also don't feel great about the purchase of this guy. So, and it's not that there's really anything wrong with the figure per se. It's just, you know, I really don't like that deluxe price tag for this guy. I think they could have done a standard release for this Dark Trooper, and it would have more than made up for the tooling costs and stuff with people buying multiples of it. At the deluxe price point, I don't see a lot of people army building this guy. Of course, with the way prices are increasing anyway, I don't, you know, army building may be a thing of the past now. Invest in green screen. That, my friends, does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just help the channel out further, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.